Hi Capricorn, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. Make sure you subscribe down below so you won't miss any further videos. So I am behind the camera today. I know I explained this in my other videos already, but I'm just repeating it for each sign. I'm behind the camera today just because my energy is a little off. So I've been doing all my readings behind the camera, but next month I'll be back to being in front of the camera, so no worries. So this is going to be for the sign of Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and this will be a love and spirituality reading for the month of October. So let's see. Let's shuffle and see what's going on for this month, Capricorn. When I was sitting in meditation, the message that came through is those who don't believe in their ability to create the life that they want will settle for destroying themselves and destroying others. So I could take that two ways. I could take that as you are dealing with somebody with that energy who is trying to feed off of your energy in some way, or who's trying to stop you from moving forward in life. Or you could be taking on this energy of just not feeling very positive or not feeling very optimistic when it comes to creating the life that you want for yourself. So let's see what the cards say. Past position. Seven of Wands. 10 of Pentacles, okay. Put that up. And the 7 of Cups. Put this out the way. Okay. And then the Sun card in reverse is at the bottom. So I am feeling like some of you are feeling a little discouraged with the Sun card coming up at the bottom of the deck. I feel like some of you this is the past position, may have been feeling really discouraged about a certain situation in the past, not being able to see the positive of it, not being able to see it's like not being able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. This could also talk about being disconnected from yourself, meaning not being in touch with what you want out of life, not really taking part in things that make you happy, not taking part in your passions. So this can mean multiple things, but overall it's an energy of just not feeling like the best version of yourself and not having a lust for life, you could say. So that could be because of someone that you were dealing with, or it could just be the way that your life is going in general. Just take it how it resonates. But I am seeing the Judgment card here in reverse and the Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck as well. So that usually talks about a soulmate situation, or someone that you are romantically connected with, or someone who you just have an emotional attachment to. So that could be a friend, it could be family, it could be a career. Actually, this Two of Cups could talk about being emotionally attached to a career, or a career that you were once attached to. So just take it how it resonates, like I said, but mostly it usually has to do with romantic partnership. And with the Judgment card being in the reverse, it usually means someone who has made the wrong decision, or feel like they've made the wrong decision when it comes to love. So possibly choosing someone who turned out to be not who you wanted them to be, or not who you expected them to be, and just kind of really beating yourself up or judging yourself for making the wrong decision when it comes to love. And this goes for either you or the person you were dealing with. So that could leave you in kind of like a dark headspace, and it could kind of leave you feeling thrown off. So that's what I'm feeling. The Devil card is also at the bottom of the deck as well. So the Devil card talks about attachments, and I don't usually pull these many cards from the bottom of the deck, but I'm just being drawn to, or being guided to pull these. So the Devil card at the bottom of the deck, and the Devil card usually talks about the things in life that keep us stuck and bound to negative aspects of ourselves, is what I'm getting. It's like addictions to drugs, addictions to people, self-defeating habits, self-defeating thoughts, anything that keeps us attached to the lower version of ourselves and causes us to not be able to elevate. So mostly this Devil card will come up when it comes to relationships, because romantic partnerships, they have so much energy, or we feed so much of our energy into it, that it can bring up the shadow side in us. It can bring out the worst sides of us. So usually that's when you really get to meet yourself, and you really get to meet the worst parts of yourself and the worst parts of other people when a romantic relationship goes sour. But that could go for friendships as well. So the Seven of Wands being here, So the Seven of Wands is usually a card of someone who's protecting themselves, who has their guard up. So the Seven of Wands being in reverse, that lets me know that you could have put your guard down for someone in the past, which is very interesting for a Capricorn reading, because Capricorns are usually very strategic. When it comes to choosing partners, or when it comes to love in general, tend to be very strategic and kind of wait a long while to open up, just so they can know whether or not it's worth the investment. But not all Capricorns are the same, and obviously, you know, the rest of your chart plays a role in the way that you show up in relationships. So like I said, it's kind of unlike Capricorns, but you know, there could be other aspects of your chart that play a role in this. So it looks like you might have let your guard down for someone in the recent past. With the Ten of Pentacles being here, I feel like this is somebody who you could have been with long term, or who you wanted a long term commitment with, and it looks like you were willing to put in the effort to grow it to long term. The Seven of Cups being here, the Seven of Cups talks about confusion. So I feel like, sorry, I'm just waiting for the message to come through. I feel like there was a lot of confusion in this connection because you were willing to put in the time, energy, and effort long term, and I feel like that confused the other person, which is really strange. I feel like I need to clarify that. It could be that the other person that you were dealing with wasn't used to having someone invest that amount of time into them, or wasn't used to building something healthy or solid. It could have been someone who's very used to dysfunction. So trying to build a healthy relationship just kind of made things go sour, possibly. Let me see. Let me pull one more for that. The Three of Wands in reverse. Yeah, I feel like because the Three of Wands in reverse and then the Justice in reverse. Okay, so the Three of Wands in reverse talks about being stuck or not being able to see ahead, like see ahead of you and see what you want to manifest into your life. So if you want like a healthy long-term relationship, the Three of Wands in reverse would be not being able to see that for yourself, because maybe you can only see through the lens of what's happened to you in the past. So I feel like it's either you or the person that you were dealing with just really couldn't see this relationship going long term. And I feel like it's only because they're not used to it, or you're not used to it. The energy can go vice versa, with someone or both people just not being used to being in something healthy or being in something stable, and not being able to really grow it long term because of that. But I feel like there was one person in the connection who was less confused than the other, and that in itself can cause confusion when one person is more sure than the other person is. So that's what I'm getting for that in the past. So the Justice card is here in the reverse, so someone could have done something deceitful as well. Or the Justice card could also mean you not doing yourself justice, like you being unfair to yourself, meaning putting your energy and effort into things that you know aren't going to last, or trying to put energy and effort into things that are not serving you or that are not helping you to grow. So just the Justice card in reverse doesn't always have to mean someone has done something to you. It could be you wronging yourself by saying in situations that you know are no good. And I'm thinking back to the meditation where, like I said, the message was those who don't have the confidence, or those who don't believe in their ability to create the life they want, will settle for destroying others. And that doesn't have to be a malicious person. That could literally be someone who's just not used to being loved, or someone who just does not have a positive outlook on themselves, so they don't have a positive outlook on their lives, and so they'll sabotage their relationships and sabotage their happiness. So I feel like that could be the energy you're taking on, or I really feel like it could be the energy of the person that you were dealing with. So just take it as it resonates. And obviously the solution to that would be to shift your energy and to heal yourself in order for you to start to believe in your ability to create the life that you want. When it comes to your career, when it comes to love, or any aspect of your life, it all starts with your thought pattern and the belief that you have about the future. So if that's you, then that's the advice that I would give. If it's the other person, you just kind of have to distance yourself from that person. So let's pull for the present. The Page of Swords, the Two of Pentacles, the Page of Cups in reverse. Okay, so the Page of Cups in reverse, the Page of Cups in reverse and the Page of Swords coming in the upright lets me know that the relationship took a turn to where there was less emotion starting to be involved and more thought and logic. So in the present moment, some of you could be more in your logical side and thinking of things logically rather than kind of being in your feelings. The Page of Cups in reverse could also talk about immaturity. So with that coming up underneath the Seven of Cups in reverse, I feel like the person who wasn't confused about the situation and who knew what they wanted out of the situation is now kind of drawing back or pulling back their energy from the situation is what I'm getting. So I'm guessing that that is you. Like I hesitate to say that because like I said, the energies could be reversed. This could be you or the person that you were dealing with. But I feel like this is really you drawing your energy back because you were the one that was sure of the outcome. Even if this person kind of made you feel confused, like, okay, where's this going? You had an idea of what you wanted long term from that person, and they were the ones who were kind of like, like wishy-washy is what I'm feeling. So I feel like you're stepping more into this Page of Swords energy of being more analytical rather than being in your feelings or your emotions. For some of you, this could talk about you being very clear with your communication, meaning that when you communicate with this person, you only communicate with them like sharply. You only communicate with them in a way that doesn't require your emotions or that doesn't show your emotions. I'm trying to figure out the best way to explain this. It's like when you go through a period of time with someone and they make you feel unstable, meaning that they are not a sure thing in your life because things have not been stable within your connection. It's like you stop communicating with them from a place of like emotions or like showing your feelings or emotions to them, and you start just being very short with your answers or like very like logical, like, all right, let's sit down and talk about this, like, and kind of cutting the emotion out of it. And if that's not what you're doing, I feel like that's what you're being advised to do, to not continue to offer your emotions or feed them your energy, because I feel like for some of you, this person is trying to, or this situation is kind of like provoking you and trying to get you to, you know, kind of spill your guts or spill your feelings or give your energy. And if you're not feeling stable or you're not feeling like they're consistent with the way that they've been treating you, then it's a need for you to pull that back and to only communicate with them in a very grounded, logical way and not to feed them with your reactions or your emotional energy. So the Two of Pentacles is also here, and that's in the heart of the reading. So the Two of Pentacles is coming up underneath the Ten of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles in the traditional tarot talks about juggling, but I'm not really getting juggling from this card specifically. I'm getting transformation, because I feel like the Ten of Pentacles is usually what you want to reach with someone else. Like you really want something long term and you want someone by your side when you reach the success. So it's like the Ten of Pentacles can be looked at as like a power couple, you know, working their way up together, being in love, making a lot of money together, building a family together. It's like someone who's able to grow a lot of wealth in their life in all areas, not just work, but also in their family life. And I feel like that's what you wanted with this person in the past, but now you are shifting and changing your view of them or your view of the situation in a positive way. Because when you come out of a situation like that and you shift your view of the person, then you have no choice but to kind of shift your view of yourself and to grow yourself. So you can see in the Two of Pentacles cards, it's someone who is kind of shedding their skin because they've been through a cycle, kind of how snakes do, how snakes are, and they have to shed their skin in order for them to grow almost into this new cycle. So that's what you're doing. It's like shedding the skin and becoming kind of reborn through whatever this cycle was. So rebirth is a big theme throughout most of the signs that I've read so far. But specifically for you, I just feel like I'm getting a different energy than the other signs, because with the other signs, I feel like it was kind of like a very painful, slow rebirth process. And for you, it could have been painful, but I'm more so feeling the feeling of this being something that's much more internal rather than external, meaning you are shifting your view of what you see when it comes to your long-term happiness or when it comes to your long-term stability. It's like you saw it one way or you pictured it one way in your mind, and now you're really evaluating what it is that truly makes you happy, and you're wanting to create the life for yourself that you want, and needing to cut out anybody who tries to hold you back or who's trying to feed off of your energy or your reactions. So I'm going to read what the Two of Pentacles says in the guidebook, because that's at the center of your reading. Two of Pentacles. Okay. Keywords: shedding skin, transformation, and change. Meaning, a figure half snake, half woman faces a barren landscape which represents raw potential. Her body is in the process of transformation. Whether into a serpent or into a human is unimportant. It is the process of change which is the focus of this card. Jupiter, large and calm, points towards fortune within the change we experience. Ultimately, we will revel in the success of the coming changes if we understand that all things are transitory. The more we move in unison with change, the more fortunate we will be. Repeat the mantra, change is everything. And I feel like a lot of you are going along with this change. I know that the Capricorn sign is one that craves stability and control. So sometimes change is not exactly your forte. Sometimes you want to just not necessarily hold on to things that don't serve you, but when you have something that you felt like was a sure thing, it could take you a while to kind of let go of it, whether it be physically or mentally. So I feel like now is a great time to reevaluate what you want out of life long term, and reevaluate the people who are in your life, and reevaluate whether or not they can transform with you. Because I feel like this energy of stagnation with something you've been dealing with, whether it be a job or a person, friendship, a family, it's like I feel the energy of stagnation. And that's why I feel like in meditation I was getting that message of, you know, those who don't have the ability to create their life will settle for destroying themselves and destroying others. Make sure that you are having the confidence to create the life that you want, so that you won't be destructive to yourself, and that you won't keep destructive people around you. So let's see, let's pull 3 for the future outcome cards, and we will look at those in the extended. The Page of Swords, no, sorry, the Two of Swords. The Justice card comes up again. That card just wants to make an appearance. And the Six of Pentacles. Let me actually move this down. Okay, so the Two of Swords talks about a decision needing to be made, and it's a decision that requires a lot of mental energy and mental balance so that you can move in the right direction. So we'll look at that in the extended. And then we have the Justice card here. So I see this as the card of karma, especially because Capricorn is such a karmic sign being ruled by Saturn. So we'll look at that. I'll expand on that in the extended, because I won't know exactly what it means until I clarify it. And then the Six of Pentacles. So the Six of Pentacles is usually a card that means imbalance. It's usually a card of giving your energy over to things that are not giving it back to you, or needing to really figure out, what am I getting? See, because I don't really, like when it comes to the future outcome cards, I don't really tap into the energy until I get into the extended. So I'm kind of trying to explain off the top of my head what the meaning of the card is. But it's more so about just not having a balanced situation, or there not being a fair or even exchange. So I will extend that, or I will clarify that in the extended. So I guess that is it. Make sure that you are removing all things toxic from your life, because the Devil card came up at the bottom of the deck again. Make sure that you are not bound or stuck to anything that's holding you hostage, is holding your energy hostage. Make sure that any patterns that you repeat throughout the day are patterns that are helping you to grow and elevate, and not patterns that are keeping you stuck and keeping you from reaching your fullest potential. So we will look at all of this in the extended. Thank you for watching, Capricorn. I will leave the link to the extended in the description box down below. And again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you over on Vimeo.